Very nice to be with everyone today. And today's topic is joyful togetherness. And I really felt that we need to be together to talk about this. So it's very nice to connect to everyone. And I'm very happy that all of you are here. So I really feel that when we talk about togetherness, what we have to start with is the I, the me that we bring into any relationship. So for any interaction, 50% of any interaction is the me, is me. So in every conversation, in any interaction, we are always bringing in ourselves. So I feel the starting point of understanding and connecting deeply to joyful togetherness is the understanding of the me. So only if we understand ourselves, only if we connect to ourselves, would we be able to understand another person or be able to connect to another person. So say, for example, if a person is sitting just by themselves and they are unhappy within themselves, or they are stressed out within themselves, or they are so critical of themselves. So this is the inner being that they will bring into every interaction that they have. For example, if somebody just is very critical of themselves, like the inner dialogue which goes on in the mind is, you didn't do this right and I didn't do this right, and I should have done it this way. So when this person will interact with another person, what will happen is that the most innocent statement by another will be, first of all, interpreted in this way, that this person is attacking me. And secondly, what would also happen is that this energy of criticism within this person will produce such situation that the other people would end up criticizing or demeaning this one person. So whatever is inside us will go on to produce the kind of interactions that we will have with other people. So it's very important to understand and very important to really embrace this understanding that, like, we are 50% responsible for any conflict that is happening. If there are people who are constantly disrespecting us, if we come across, if we are just getting into so many tiffs with so many people, so the 50% of that responsibility has to be at our doorstep. If we are stuck with this sentiment that it's the other people doing this to me, now they always start the fight, they say this thing to me, then it's not possible to resolve those conflicts, because we'll always be stuck in blame and the other person will always be stuck in defending themselves. Okay, so the way to start working on building joyful togetherness is to, first of all, get into a place of peace and harmony within ourselves. And how we get to this space is by understanding ourselves. So I feel that the most important aspect of, the most important thing that we get out of interactions and relationships is that we get to see ourselves. So if we are interacting with someone and we got angry, we just lost control and we got really angry. So the understanding which has to come to us is that, oh, this much anger is there inside me. But what we do is that we get stuck with, oh, this person, his behavior is so bad and he just made me so angry, and why can't he be better? Okay, so in every interaction, if we just start doing this, that we start observing ourselves, and I'm sure many of you are already doing that, I'm absolutely sure of that. So if we just start observing ourselves, we will come into deeper and deeper understanding about ourselves. And that understanding, I can tell you, like from some of you have already been observing yourself and understanding yourselves, I can tell you that that understanding, it just goes on deepening as we keep observing ourselves. So what happens as we are watching ourselves in our interactions, and more and more parts of us will become visible to us. It's like we have said it many times before, like we look like we are one person, but we are not. There's so many people living within us. So as we observe ourselves, we will know more and more these parts within ourselves. And that is why uh, it should be the simplest thing, that the people that we love or families, that it should be the easiest thing to be joyful with them, but it becomes very difficult even though we love them. But there is always some friction which comes up. And I can tell you this, that as you observe and understand yourself, the steps which happen is that the friction will keep happening, but you will understand what is happening. Okay? So then as you stick at it, what will happen is that even the friction will reduce. So the starting point is you. You have to also observe the inner dialogue within you. Do you like yourself? Are the inner dialogue which goes on, is it supportive of you? Like uh, do you tell yourself that, oh gosh, like you did this good, and I'm so happy you did this? Or it's like, gosh, it's critical or filled with guilt. So you watch the thoughts that go on in your head. So the thoughts that go on in your head would determine whether you feel happy within yourself or not. Because if we like ourselves, we feel happy within ourselves. So when we feel happy within ourselves, we can share that joy with others. So everybody likes happy people. If we like ourselves and we are happy, everybody would be attracted to our company. There would be so many joyful moments. But if I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking that, oh, this thing is not right in me, and, I didn't do this good, I'll be a sad person. And then if I looked at, oh, I'll meet another person and this person will cheer me up, that's very difficult that this happens, because the 50% of us is that we're bringing in that sadness. So self acceptance, self love, the just being at peace with ourselves is what goes towards producing joyful relationships. So we are still at, you were just talking about the different aspects of the I that we are bringing in any interaction. So other aspect that needs to be looked at is the mental structures that we have, the accumulated beliefs that we have within ourselves. So when we have been interacting with someone for a longish period of time, like in our intimate relationships or the best friends or the close relatives, what we do is that we make an image of those people in our minds. This person is like this person does this, and this person has always been like this. All those bunch of statements are just the image that we are holding about them. So when we are holding to an image of someone, the relationship can never evolve and change. In fact, the relationship is not there. You are just relating to the image of that person. Okay, so become aware that there are images that you might have been holding on to, and as you become aware, learn to let them go, learn to just dissolve in your mind and give the other person an opportunity to be different. How you do it also is by calming yourself before any interaction. Just Take a deep breath, feel your breathing for some time. Every interaction is a sacred interaction. Like, are we waiting for like God to descend and have a spiritual moment at that time, or have a like the great moment, like it's going to be at certain point that we will have the most joyful interaction? It's never going to be in the future. Every interaction that you have is important, and you can treat any individual that you meet as the most important individual. You can bring joy into that interaction. Okay, so don't wait for something to happen. Live every day as if this is it. Meeting any person that you're meeting, like this is it. So, mental structure of images. Also, the second mental structure that we hold on are agendas. Agendas we hold specially with our children. So we have these big set of beliefs on how they should be. Like, I really pity them. I really pity the poor kids, because our list is so long, it's endless. The kids should be like this, and they should behave like this, they should be kind, they should be respectful, you know. So it's okay to have values. I'm not saying that it's possible to just let all of them go at one go. Like, ideally you should, and that's the journey where you give up any ideas about how your children should be. Okay, only then they will be able to be who they are. Parents have such high expectations of how their children should be, that they don't let them connect to their own individuality. They don't let them come to their own choices. So, okay, we want to teach them, be respectful, be respectful. Okay, so if you just let them be, for example, and you're just holding conversations about their behavior, for example, they were not respectful. Okay, you did this, okay, I felt this. You express just that, and express it calmly, and just leave it to them to behave in whichever way that they like. Just imagine that it would be such a non-violent atmosphere where you let the other person be whatever they want to be. How do we know that the values that we are holding are the correct values? Is it right to, for example, if we just talk about respect, is it right? Is it the okay thing to do to respect every adult that you meet? To talk in this way, to greet. Many people might not be like, sorry to say, deserving of that respect. Why can't the child be themselves? And why does the child become less just because they are a child, and the adult becomes more just because they are adults? And this way, aren't we disempowering our children? And healthy boundaries are good. I'm not saying don't give them any healthy boundaries, but to have very rigid agendas of behavior. It should be like this. It has to be like this. Hitler is gone, but no, it's not gone. He's right here. Yeah. So even with your partners, when you want them to be in a certain way and they are not, and to your friends, you want people to show up in this way, do these things. It's completely okay to express your preference. But when we are very rigid and when we are very demanding, it just leads to conflict. Okay, like if you observe closely, you will notice that a lot of conflict comes from our agendas from other people. We don't accept them in the way they are, we want them to be something else. Always this, which will produce conflict. If we just accept the other person as they are, okay, and we can express our preference that, oh yes, like, so acceptance is an inner state. So if I accept that, oh, my child, for example, were disrespectful, and I accept it, so inside me I'm at peace. Okay, so but that, oh, I will do something about it. I'm going to talk to the child about it. You said this, I feel very bad about it. I felt very insulted. I didn't like it. Okay, but in my inner being is this, that it's okay for them to be wherever they are. Okay, so agendas produce conflict. Holding on to images of people, they produce conflict. We also, at the energetic level also, the seeds of conflict are sown, in which, especially in our families, we get into energetic entanglement. So we will go towards a meditation at the end, wherein you can learn that how you can harmonize the energies in the family, especially where, friends we can leave, but the family it's not possible to leave. So we have to know how to harmonize this energy so that we go on to have happier relationships. Okay. Right. So, and then I feel, if we've spoken about the I, we come to the other. So, the person that we will be interacting with. Again, what is important here is the perception of that person that we have. We bring an image when we are meeting someone. We have an image of that person. That is the perception, and that would always influence the interaction that we have. At least let's start coming to that awareness that what is the image of that person that we are having. As more and more we are able to calm our minds, then we are able to meet someone with no image in our mind about them. Then we'll also be more free as to how we would want to be with that person. And then we just let go of that, the narrow limits that we have given to ourselves, and every interaction will become more free. Okay. So the third thing that we can come to is the action. Action is the words that we speak, like we touched on it a little bit just moments back. Action is, any kind of, the gesture that we do towards someone. And that plays a big role in building or breaking the joyful togetherness that we are aiming for. Okay? It's very important to understand where the action comes from. Action comes from the thoughts that we are holding inside us. It comes from, the different structures that we have built, the different parts of us that we are within us. And the action can be conscious action and it can be unconscious action. Like many of you are becoming more and more conscious. So there would be the unconscious action would be less and less, and then it will completely disappear. If you have done something, you know that you have done something. And another time you might want to choose differently, that, oh, I spoke in anger this time. Yeah. And I was feeling this. This is being conscious. Okay. And okay, maybe next time I'd like to be something different. Unconscious action is that, oh, I spoke angrily, and then I'm thinking, oh, why did I speak it? I shouldn't have spoken it. That at this moment when the anger happened, there was no awareness of the self. That's an unconscious action. Okay, so we are talking about actions now, conscious and unconscious. As we keep observing ourselves, the consciousness will increase and our power over ourselves will increase. So less and less we would be doing things that we didn't want to do. And that power we can again build only by observation of the self. Okay. So other gestures are, like which could build joyful togetherness is sometimes we are, maybe like cooking food for someone or gifting them something. But even with these gestures, always, be very, very aware and be very conscious of this, that the place from where the action is coming from is more important than the action itself. So when we are choosing to give someone a gift, just observe, just reflect on this. Why do you want to do it? So the truest action is the one where we are doing something without an expectation of a return. So when there is an expectation of a return, then we feel very burdened after some time when we have been doing something. Could seem like a good action, but we'll see, oh, I'm the only one doing this. So then we are doing that gesture out of an agenda because, okay, I'll do this, then maybe, they will give me this or they will say this thing about me. So for the action also, it's very important to be aware. Personally, I feel it's better not to give gifts rather than to give gifts from a place of that, oh, I must give this. But if it really comes to you that, oh, yes, I want to share this and I want to share this joyfully, and the smallest thing if you share, that will go to build relationships, that will go to build the joyful togetherness. Okay, so let's do a small meditation now of, just joyfully connecting to this group here, all of us here, and then joyfully connecting to our families energetically, harmoniously, just spreading this joyful energy. So you can all like sit and just having your back straight, sitting comfortably. You can even allow your eyes to close. And as you do that, just take your focus very easily to your breathing. Observe your breathing as your breath goes in through your nostrils and fills up your chest rises. Just observe all of this. Allow your breathing to become slower, deeper. Whenever we slow down our breathing, we automatically become more relaxed. So, this is a technique that you can always use to calm yourself down. Slow down, deep, slow, long breaths. As your breathing stays slow, deep, long, allow yourself to relax any part of your body which might be strained or tense. Just relaxing your body. Also staying with calm, deep breathing. And now, as you breathe, imagine that you're breathing in the energy of love and the energy of joy. You can even visualize it as a light of any color that you like. Every time you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing in joy. Maybe it's a beautiful golden light that you're inhaling every single time. And it's going into your heart space so that it's filling your heart space with love and joy. Now, as you breathe, just feel this beautiful energy connecting with everyone in this group. As if we are all, you can imagine, as if we are all sitting in a circle. And this energy of love and joy is connecting everyone sitting in this circle. Every time you're breathing, we are enhancing this energy within this group. Every time you breathe, you can imagine that this energy of love and joy is increasing and increasing inside you. Your intentions are very, very important and powerful. This group energy will also help to enhance this energy of love and joy inside each one of us. Feeling these emotions of joy, love inside of you. Now, as you keep feeling it, even visualizing your family and feeling that this energy of joy and love is spreading in your family, connecting hearts joyfully and with love. Don't see them as people, just see them as energies, as consciousness, as light. And this energy of love and joy from your heart is connecting to every member of your family. Imagine that your family also is in a circle and you're part of this circle. And this energy is spreading in this wonderful circle. So the energy of the group is going towards enhancing the energy in every member's family. We also call in the divine angels, guides with their beautiful loving energy to channel this energy of love and joy for this group, their families. And from your families, just visualize that it is spreading to encompass your neighborhoods. So enormous amounts of energies is being channeled through the angels to spread to your neighborhoods, to spread to the city that we are in. Every time you breathe, just feeling this energy spreading. You can even visualize people being together joyfully, laughing together, helping each other. And let this energy spread into the entire world. This energy of joy, of love. And being with your breathing. I am joyful. Just saying to yourself, I am loved. As more and more I connect to my breathing, as more and more I connect to my breath, I realize that my true nature is love. As I feel this love within myself, I'm able to share this with others. I'm able to share this joy and this love with others. I embrace this love and joy within me. I embrace myself. Just being with your breathing for a little while, allowing these energies to integrate, harmonize. Slowly allowing yourself to come back to this moment. And you can open your eyes whenever you feel comfortable.